Hello, everyone. Welcome to Great English Podcast, where we make learning English easy and fun. In this episode, we'll focus on English conversation. Listening to English conversations is crucial for improving your English language skills. It helps with listening, speaking, and comprehension. Today, we'll discuss the importance of English speaking skills in school education. Hey Jack, how's your English practice going?
It's going well, Catherine, but I wish I could improve my English speaking skills at school. If only we had more opportunities to practice.
You're absolutely right, Jack. I feel the same way. If we could practice English from an early age, we'd become fluent much faster.
True. So, Sarah, how do you think we can solve this problem?
There are several ways to address this issue. But here's the sad part: in many schools, even the teachers struggle with English. How can they effectively help students?
You're right. I've heard stories about teachers who can't speak English fluently themselves.
Absolutely. The first step to improving this situation is to train the teachers themselves. If they can't speak well, how can they effectively guide students?
Makes sense. But what's the second solution you mentioned?
Let's call it the English environment approach. Imagine if teachers spent a portion of their class time speaking only in English. For instance, they could dedicate at least 5 minutes of each session to conversing exclusively in English with the students.
Interesting idea. Do you think it'll really work?
I'm confident it will. Consistent exposure to English during class time will help students become more comfortable with the language. Plus, it encourages teachers to improve their own English skills too.
Wow, that's impressive. Now tell me, how were your teachers in school? Did they ever speak with you in English?
Certainly. My teachers were quite proficient in English, but I was too shy to engage with them. Sometimes the teacher would converse with me in English, but I'd get nervous every time. It's funny, I used to dislike English back then.
Seriously? I can't believe it. Look at you now. You're so good at English.
Thank you. I had to practice a lot, and I'm still learning, you know. One thing that helped was finding a study group. We would meet after school and practice speaking in English. It was a great way to build confidence and improve our skills.
That's a great idea, Sarah. Study groups can be really effective. It also creates a supportive environment where everyone is motivated to learn.
Exactly. I remember participating in a drama club where we performed plays in English. It was so much fun and a fantastic way to practice speaking.
Absolutely. Engaging in extracurricular activities that involve English can make a big difference. It's all about finding ways to make learning enjoyable and practical.
So true. Practical application of language skills is key. For example, what if schools implemented more interactive activities, like debates or English speaking contests? It would encourage students to use English more dynamically.
I love that idea. It would certainly make learning more engaging. Plus, it would help students think on their feet and use English in a variety of contexts.
And we can't forget about technology. There are so many apps and online resources that can help with language learning. Students can use these tools to practice listening and speaking on their own time.
Yes, using technology is a fantastic way to supplement learning. I personally love using language learning apps. They make practicing English fun and convenient.
That's a great point, Jack. With so many resources available, there's no excuse not to practice regularly. It's all about dedication and making the most of the tools at our disposal.
And let's not forget about the importance of reading. Reading English books, articles, and even comic books can significantly improve vocabulary and comprehension skills.
Definitely. I started reading English novels and found that my vocabulary improved a lot. Plus, it's a great way to learn how native speakers use the language in different contexts.
Exactly. The more you immerse yourself in the language, the better you'll become. Whether it's reading, speaking, or listening, every bit of practice helps.
So true. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. That's part of the learning process. The key is to keep practicing and not get discouraged.
Absolutely. Mistakes are just stepping stones to improvement. The more we practice, the more confident we become.
If you've watched the video till now, it means that you are truly committed to improving your English, and the good news is that your efforts are paying off as you make progress towards your goal. Keep up the great work. Our aim is to help you enhance your English skills. To achieve this goal, we recommend practicing the new words used in this conversation. We kindly request that you not skip the video, as it is crucial to learning new words regularly. Consistent practice is essential for improving your vocabulary and overall language proficiency. Let's work together to improve your English.
Our sentence, "We need to break free from that fear and embrace the language," suggests overcoming any fear related to language and being open to accepting and using it with a positive and welcoming attitude.
It's much better to express ourselves spontaneously. Spontaneously means doing something in a natural and unplanned way, without much thought or preparation. It happens on the spur of the moment, without deliberate intention or premeditation. So if you do something spontaneously, you're doing it impulsively and without a lot of advanced planning.
It's no wonder they didn't stick with us. Wonder is used to express surprise or amazement. When the speaker says, "It's no wonder they didn't stick with us," they are suggesting that it's not surprising that those words didn't stay in their memory or become familiar. The use of wonder implies that there is a logical reason or explanation for the lack of retention or practice with those words.
Hey guys, let's dive into some of the key vocabulary we discussed in the podcast. First up, let's talk about comprehension.
Comprehension? That's a big word. What does it mean, Catherine?
Great question, Jack. Comprehension means understanding something fully. It's like when you read a book and understand everything that's happening.
Ah, got it. So, it's like getting the whole picture.
Exactly, Sarah. Now, who can tell me what proficient means?
Proficient. Is it like being really good at something?
Yes, Jack. Spot on. Being proficient means being skilled or competent at something. Like being proficient in English means you're really good at it.
Nice. So, if I practice speaking English every day, I could become proficient in it.
Absolutely, Sarah. Consistent practice is key to becoming proficient in any language.
Speaking of practice, what does immersion mean? It sounds like diving into something.
You're close, Jack. Immersion is like diving into a language or culture completely. It's surrounding yourself with the language so much that you start to think and speak in it naturally.
Ah, like when I went to study abroad in an English-speaking country. I was totally immersed in English.
I've heard the word retention before. Isn't that something to do with remembering stuff?
Yes, Jack. Retention is the ability to remember or retain information over time. It's like when you study for a test and remember the material later on.
So, if I want to improve my English vocabulary, I need good retention skills?
You got it, Sarah. The better your retention, the more words you'll remember and use in conversation.
What about engaging? That sounds like something fun.
You're right, Jack. Engaging means interesting or captivating. It's when something grabs your attention and keeps you interested.
That's it for today's episode. If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Great English Podcast. Your support helps us create more content to help you in your language learning journey.
And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.
We encourage you to learn daily from great English podcasts like this one. Consistent practice will help you master this language.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep learning, keep growing, love yourself, and remember that every second of effort brings you closer to fluency.